Being born in the 90s meant one thing. Disney ruled my childhood. The Little Mermaid was my first introduction to belting. At the age of 3, I started belting out my favorite song, Part of Your World, to just about anyone who would listen. For my parents and relatives, that meant hours of me carrying around my to-go karaoke machines, screaming about how someday I would be part of their world. One person that never failed to be an amazing audience member was my Aunt Barbara. She and I conspired about how one day I would be a singer and actress, with my stage name being Emma-Lee, to spice up the oh-so-typical name Emily. She let me bang on her baby grand piano in her Pennsylvania home and gave me my first taste of what performing was really like. I began taking general music classes at Holy Cross Elementary School and instantly fell in love. Even something as basic as the recorder was a new opportunity for me, so I went out and bought my own Christmas recorder solos book so that I could impress my teacher, Mrs. Gredzina, in the next class. She was the first teacher I'd met who had a genuine passion for music in her eyes. She went above and beyond for every student, which is probably how we all managed to get through starting band without killing each other with our new, shiny, and surprisingly heavy instruments. I moved on to Postal 8 Middle School and signed up for chorus as a way to get out of home ec, technology, art, and general music. This was probably the laziest but best decision I've ever made. My teacher's name was Mark Crossley, and we immediately clicked. He didn't look at our choir as a random assortment of obnoxious middle schoolers, which we definitely were, but rather as a group of singers with potential. He invented games that we would play on Fridays, like rhythm bingo and music baseball. Those probably sound kooky, but they were great motivators for us to work hard so that we could relax on Fridays. He was the one who first singled me out for my voice, and who gave me solo opportunities in our concerts in the school gym. He encouraged me to audition for our district high school's choirs as a freshman, which I hesitantly did as an insecure 8th grader. Apparently, Mr. Crossley's encouragement and the start of private voice lessons paid off, because I was placed in the school's most select choir, the Vocal Jazz Ensemble, or Vox 1. This was both amazing and extremely intimidating for me, since this group required a much higher level of musicianship than I had. It was my crash course in sight singing, rhythm reading, and scat singing all at once. However, my director, Keith McCarthy, and his wife Jennifer guided me along, and by the end of freshman year, I had a lead role in Fiddler on the Roof and solo in our jazz shows under my belt. During my sophomore year, I participated in a summer choral program at the University of Delaware and began coming into my own. Junior year was when I realized that music was definitely what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I'd been elected vice president of the choral department and a soprano section leader, which was challenging but pushed me to become a role model and leader. In the spring, I performed as Belle in Beauty and the Beast, a surreal and nerve-wracking experience that ended up being a huge accomplishment. The friends that I made in the Cesar Rodney High School choral department ended up being my best friends throughout high school. They pushed me when I got lazy, and I did the same for them. We really were a family, especially in Vox 1, which got better and closer every year. I had more and more opportunities to learn and help others with their own musical development throughout junior and senior year, which inspired me to look for a school that would push me even harder. After months on months of weighing the pros and cons of each university, Westminster Choir College finally took the lead after an amazing day of observing classes and sitting in on rehearsals. I made my deposit on April 30th, with my dad cringing as he realized that yes, it was real that I would be leaving in the fall. But after many phone calls to him in the first weeks, all of them full of excitement and sureness that I made the right choice, I settled in here. The first semester was full of new experiences with people. My voice teacher, Mark Militerno, proved to be an amazing mentor and cheerleader the whole way. Now, 2 weeks into my second semester, I know that this is the case for me, and that teaching music is what I will willingly wake up for every early school morning. The title of this assignment was Who Am I? But at this point, I can't honestly say that. I'm a compilation of my life thus far, and of the things I've learned from my unbelievable teachers and idols. Maybe tomorrow I'll be someone different after studying class, but I do know that I'll turn out just fine and be a great teacher. Money can't buy your class. Elegance is learned, my friends. Elegance is learned. Money
money can't buy your class.